Imagine this. It's Pizza Friday and you own a pizza store. Orders are flying through the roof. But when you close out the register at the end of the day, you realize you made less money today than you would on a regular day. Your gut tells you someone is stealing from you, or were the steady orders a figment of your imagination? Well, guesses won't help your business, facts will. And this is where data analytics comes in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Introduction to Data Analytics series. In this series, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you how to start your journey in this incredibly powerful and exciting field. So, what exactly is data analytics? In simple terms, data analytics is the process of examining raw data to draw conclusions, discover trends, and make informed business decisions. Think of it like being a detective, but instead of solving crime, you're solving business problems by uncovering insights within your data, your text, your images, and more. Why should you care about data analytics? Well, in today's world, data is being created in massive amounts every single day, and the businesses that leverage data gain a massive competitive advantage from improving customer experiences, optimizing operations, being able to predict future trends, and creating innovative products and services. Truth is, data analytics is at the heart of modern day decision making. Let's talk types. Data analytics isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. And there are generally four main types of analytics, with each one building on the last. Now, the first type of analytics we're going to talk about is descriptive analytics, which seeks to answer the question, what has happened? Now, this type of analytics looks at past events to discover the trends of the business. Think reports and dashboards showing the sales of a business over the past 4 years. The second type of analytics we're going to be discussing is diagnostic analytics, which seeks to answer the question, why did it happen? Simply put, this type of analytics looks into the root cause of a problem. Like in the case of the pizza store, we're looking to answer the question as to why this store made less money on a fully packed Pizza Friday than it would have on a regular day. The third type of analytics we're going to be talking about is predictive analytics, which seeks to answer the question, what will happen? Now, this crosses a little bit into the data science realm. It involves using past data to predict the future outcomes of a business. Now, the fourth type of analytics we'll be discussing is prescriptive analytics, which seeks to answer the question, how can we make it happen? Now, this involves recommending actions based on our predictions and suggesting ways forward for the business. What is the data analytics process? Let's take a peek into the typical life cycle of a basic data analytics project. Now, the first step is usually the problem definition. Since data analytics seeks to solve, predict, or prevent a problem, it is very important that we understand the question we're trying to answer or the problem we're trying to solve. And this usually makes up the hypothesis being tested. Next is data collection or data gathering. Once we have defined where we're headed, it is the analyst's job to determine what mix of data it would require for us to get there. In the case of the pizza store, a data analyst may require data relating to orders received, orders fulfilled, with details of in-store orders versus online deliveries. An analyst may also be interested in data relating to discount codes, coupons issued, as well as refunds made over a relevant period of time. The third step is data cleaning and preparation. Collecting data is not enough. One needs to go a step further to prepare raw data for analysis by eliminating errors, filling in gaps, and standardizing formats. This step, in my experience, is usually the most time-consuming part. Step 4, data analysis. This is the core stage where the data reveals its story to you. The data is usually quantified using various baseline metrics and plotted to reveal patterns, trends, shifts, and outliers. Now, at this stage, these metrics are then measured against the initial hypothesis that we defined during our problem definition stage. Step 5. Interpretation and visualization. Now, this is where you might need to get a little bit fancy. At this stage, you present your findings using intuitive visualizations with a clear narrative, such that your stakeholders are able to understand the key insights as well as their implications. The last step is action and implementation. Now, this is where you put those insights to work by translating them into required operational changes. You also continue to monitor the key metrics to fine-tune future decision making. Let's reiterate the steps. In the first step, we define the problem. In the second step, we collect our data or gather our data. In the third step, we clean and prepare our data for analysis. In the fourth step, we analyze our data. In the fifth step, we interpret and visualize. And in the last step, we act and we implement. This brings us to the end of the data analytics process. You must have heard terms like data scientist, data engineer, data analyst. Well, here's a simple way to tell them apart using the restaurant analogy. Data engineers, they build the kitchen, the pipelines, and ensure that all the ingredients arrive on time. Data analysts are the line cooks and managers. They take the ingredients, cook the meals, and tell the owner what is selling best. Data scientists are the experimental chefs. They use complex algorithms to invent new recipes. In order to access data from various platforms, pipelines need to be built. Now let's go back to our pizza store. Orders received in stores are entered into an application. Online orders are placed through another application. The delivery vehicles are equipped with GPS tracking, and that data is stored on a separate application. Payments, discounts, and refunds are also processed on a separate platform. It is the data engineer's job to build pipelines from each of these platforms or applications through which all of the data flows into a dedicated database or data warehouse for use. The data analyst then accesses this data and follows through the analytics process we just reviewed, oftentimes performing descriptive, diagnostic, and sometimes predictive analytics. The data scientist lives mainly in the predictive and prescriptive realm. It is their job to build models and algorithms that accurately predict future scenarios. It is important to note that there are several roles between these three, with some being more specialized than others. In our next video, we'll dive into understanding the different data types. We'll talk about structured versus unstructured data, quantitative versus qualitative data, and we'll also take a look at some common data sources. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new uploads. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or to tell us what you're most excited to learn about. See you in the next one.